If we lose people, it's probably to a sale because we're all a community, right? Oh, we're on live now.
Oops.
What grinds our gears? This is going to be a fun episode because there's been a lot of mental fatigue, physical fatigue, media fatigue going on. I know in all three of our lives as of late. So we haven't done one of these in a while. I don't know why this cough is around. It sucks. It just doesn't seem to fucking go away. Maybe it's doom and death. I can grind the gears about that, but IRP 183. Again, thanks to Jeff Morris coming on. I don't even remember when. That's the worst part.
2
Every
weeks
day,
ago. 2
it's
weeks
just
ago.
absolute fucking blur. Absolute blur.
2 weeks ago yesterday.
I haven't even messaged him to thank him yet. Because again, I usually do that afterwards. I think of it and it's like at work and then I go about my day and don't even remember.
Well, that's just called life.
Well, yeah. But still, it's so.
Sorry. Thank you.
That was a 5.5 for both of you.
Yeah. Well, don't worry.
Zdrovia.
Cheers. Like, we're talking about grinding gears. It needs to be of alcoholic consumption.
Well, I don't need that to get my gear grinding going. That's not my lubricant of choice.
Oh, I don't either. It just helps kind of calm the nerves afterwards.
Oh, the nerves are never calm. That's a bad problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a you problem. Like
I'm well aware of that.
Like Dave, in all fairness, much love, but you bring a lot of that on yourself. So the only person you have to blame is Dave Archer Junior. I'm gonna start calling you Junior. You're a junior.
Second. Junior's middle names are different. Seconds are the same.
I'm the fourth.
Junior.
I'll remember that in Chicago. You'll be sleeping. Ooh, there'll be a windstorm in your face.
You won't make it back to Minnesota.
Who says you're gonna make it up? You'll be in that fog, and oh man.
I've survived worse.
Well, I don't know.
Just remember who freaking almost cleared the room in Chicago.
Everyone?
No, that was this guy. Right before I went to bed. Left you with a parting gift.
That's all right. Me multiple parting gifts.
It was all right. Oh, dear God. Yep. Good night, fellas.
I'm sure again, it's that time of the night, too. It's not like 7 p.m. and we're like, oh, man, what's that? No, this is fucking 2:30 a.m. What? Is there something living down there right now?
No, there was not. It was dead. I will go ahead and fair warn everybody, potentially. Like, weather's a little wonky at the moment. So, in the event that I just mysteriously disappear for a few minutes, you know why.
You got shit building out of nowhere.
Yep. So, hasn't been too crazy, just quite a bit of heavy rain, but the threat is technically not over. Unless we're supposed to get more shit tomorrow, I think. But On a positive note, before we go negative, which we don't ever do. Big shout out, 25 Mo down 25. Huge congratulations. Healthy baby girl.
Nice.
Last Thursday. If you check the community post, it was posted. I do appreciate those that did notice that, gave it the thumbs up. So a huge shout out to him. Coming from the three of us who are, girl dads, it's a blessing and a curse, but we wouldn't change it for the world. But a huge congrats. I haven't bothered him for pictures yet. But yeah. So one positive has kind of get the positivity out of the way. There's your positivity crowd for the evening, folks.
Yeah.
Since Dave decided to use this as the precursor to the actual live episode that we are doing now, i.e. the placeholder. I'm sure Dave has a lot of shit to talk about.
Last week was a good week.
You can't, like Dave, I've told you this, you're a horrible liar. Like, come on. How many times do we have to go over this?
Several. We're getting older. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
Yeah, it was. Teachers in school. Naomi's dipshit mother.
Well, that's daily.
Well, yeah. That's fucking anytime she speaks. One of Naomi's friends' moms, JV softball coach. I mean, I just was tired of people and how stupid they are, and just she's supposed to go Wednesday. Teacher had sent out, I think, end of March, beginning of April, something about a field trip for the 8th grade. Again, something to put on her checklist of looking like a great teacher. To the cities, go to
Hi. Why does it say only Vinny? Where's the C? Where's the C?
Ask him.
Dad, where's the C? C road.
Get your dog and go. I was just hissed at.
That wasn't hissing.
How's it feel?
That's hissing.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, change it.
So it's supposed to go to
Okay, get your dog and go.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Alex, you tiny turd nugget, get your booty cheeks inside. Yeah.
Huh.
What the hell did I just witness?
Yeah.
Ty, and just for the record, you're further south, so you're dealing with nasty humidity. So, like, I don't feel sorry for you. No offense.
Why does it taste bad?
Because it's delicious.
Why does it taste bad? Because it's delicious. Like that. No. If it tastes bad, stop drinking it, goofball. Like, seriously. It must not be that bad. You keep drinking it.
It's delicious.
Stop drinking your dad's drink. Go get in the shower like your mom told you to. Yes, Uncle Steve. Yes, Uncle Steve. Don't make me come to Michigan.
Bye.
Love you, see.
Go away. I wonder.
Sure the hell ain't from me.
It ain't for me.
I'm just a tourist. Go get in the shower.
Ow!
Yes, Uncle Steve. I don't even get an acknowledgement. Jeez, I don't feel special anymore. Cecilia Rose, go get in the shower.
Get in the shower now.
See? You should have listened to me.
Yeah, we're just old. Old people aren't fun.
Young kids are a pain in the ass.
Oh my God, say that again. Old people are not fun.
Correct.
Children suck.
So in other words, you don't want to go to the National next year, right? Huh? You don't want to go to the National next year, do you? Because it's not fun. And you're with all old people.
But some old people are fun, unlike you.
Oh, now all of a sudden.
Like those two people. Except the one who told me to take a shower.
Look into these eyes.
And tell me what you see.
I'll take care of it.
Love you, see.
What's up, LA Pats?
Yes, but no offense, Orlando, you're really old.
Got to see.
I got two of them out of the house. One fairly recently. I got one left. She's never going to leave. I just have this.
Okay, Orlando, you're not really old, but you are older than us.
Yeah, you've got a couple of years on him.
So did Uncle Steve say he wanted her for the summer?
No, I did not.
Where's your
You-
section of adventure, old guy?
You may be forced to come visit her in the plot in the backyard. Allegedly. No, I wish I had her fucking energy. Jeez.
Dude, she's got Sundays, she's just dead weight. And she's just blah.
Well, because she's fucking been blowing and going all fucking week, man. Yeah. She needs at least one day.
True.
Now you see why she has practice every day, Steve.
Yeesh.
It's like last year when she did tryouts. Saturday, she was an absolute monster. Just a monster. Scored 4 goals, stopped everything except 1 goal that was shot at her. Played defense, played midfield, and ran. And then Sunday, she was like,
yeah, but it was really hot out.
She duffed Sunday because she
walked across the field to start the drill. Yeah, she was annoyed.
Yeah,
wrong use of the word, Vinny.
What? Duffed it?
Yeah, designated ugly fat friend. Like, come on. Like, no, you can't. No.
It's like duffing a ball. Oh,
No.
these kids make up new meanings to words I've used for years. Stop it.
It's a fucking movie.
I know it is. I just remembered that.
Come on, man.
I forgot I watched that movie with the better half.
Come on.
Where the guy's a quarterback and he throws like this. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Even I could throw better than that, and I suck at throwing a football.
Everybody,
Yes.
that was admitted on a live broadcast. Like,
Yeah.
it's on here forever.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Thank you.
Silence.
Mm-hmm. Rare.
Yeah, with the three of us, it's most definitely rare. At least I only have one more day. And I'm off for 4. Yay.
Lucky you.
Well, you're off Monday too. It's not like Dave will be forced working because it's holiday weekend. Don't kill anybody, Dave. We have to rebuild the bail money fund.
Yeah.
And that's only to be used during National.
Yeah.
National's still a year away.
A while.
Yeah. Your bail money is in my garage door.
Hey, money well spent.
And I don't even think I talked about that.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes. 2 weeks ago.
It started out at $800, and before I knew it, I just said, put the dang door in.
For much more than 800.
Correct.
No, you don't say. I thought it was going to be 500. What? Can't hear you. Yeah.
Live, televised.
Charlie Brown's teachers.
Allegedly.
Did you just use our nomenclature?
Our nomen what? It's pick on Vinny. I don't know why. I'm just gonna jab just all fucking night. I know I'm an asshole. Like, you don't have to tell me this.
True.
What's going on, Dopey? And there's Mike. So congratulate him, folks.
Yes.
Yes.
Well wishes and salutations.
That's almost an insult, though, Dave. When you bust out with that.
That reminds me of your Hall of Fame speech.
Yep.
Hello, fine viewers. Greetings and salutations.
I keep going back and watching that from time to time, just
Yes.
when I need a good laugh, because I know exactly what it's going to say, and I wait for the very end, and I just fucking die laughing like every time.
I finally been able to go back and watch the Christmas episodes, which was hard because of Ghost and Dryden. But I've been watching last year's, and the funniest stuff is when I say things to Bob. Bob will be like, I'm like, dude, we talked about rainbows last year. And then I'm quoting Bob from the year before. He's like, who said that? I'm like, you.
They say old people aren't fun.
All we talked about, though, in that episode was filling holes, though.
Yeah.
Some of the shit that, like, I don't know. I have a feeling we should be banned somewhere. Like how we haven't gotten a strike for something, I have no fucking clue.
Because there's 10 times worse things out there on YouTube than us.
Well, this is true, but still, like, I'm just surprised. Because, we're not everybody's favorite.
Are you kidding me?
That's even within your own household.
I know I'm the least favorite.
That sounds like a you problem.
I love me. Me is great.
Said absolutely nobody.
Dang, it is pick on Vinny Day. Judas.
I love you, brother. You know that.
I know, you prick.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, at least it's not you for a change. What? Huh?
Hey, I dish it out. I take it. Like, hey, it's just the nature of the beast. Thank you for the random tidbits of nothingness, Joe.
Oh. My daughter
should have broke out my Jinkos and my fucking Vans and my freaking concert shirt.
She did.
Oh wait, I don't own those anymore.
I guess Jinkos are coming back with a vengeance.
I hope not.
They are. C's got a pair that's similar to them.
They were comfortable as fuck, man. Got a little in the way though.
I like button flies, the old Levi's. Those were the best jeans ever made.
Silver tab. I will die on that hill.
Silver tabs were dope.
Those silver tabs were nice and comfortable.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I have no disagreement with that statement. I forgot about silver tabs.
I still hope that I can find some every time I go to like a thrift store, and they're in the fatty fat sizes. So, instead of somebody's like a 30 waist, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like a child?
Fashion has a way of working itself back around. So who's to say that somehow, shape, form, or fashion they don't make a comeback? So
literally shape, form, or fashion.
For people of your stature, yes.
A man of my carriage.
That's another good word to use. We just going to go with, synonyms for everything for the next 2 hours.
Tons of fun, roly poly. What was the one what was the one they used when we were kids? When they said like a kid was fat without saying he's fat? I know the word as soon as I hear it. Husky. He's husky. I've been trying to think of that all day because I'm like, I want to bring that back too.
Big bone.
Husky. I'm just husky. That's it.
Rotund.
Well, that you know what that means.
Here's a pair of 26-28s. I'm sure those will fit the thigh.
That won't even get up my ankle. I mean, throw that on a set of like the Willy Wonka, and fuck, you'll have 3 or 4 of them dwarfs after it. The Oompa Loompas.
They're called little people, Dave.
They're called Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka.
He said dwarfs.
Oh.
Well, that's what I remember from, like, what is it, the Troll, way back in the day. And wasn't Princess Bride, was there some of them in there?
Were there?
I thought there was one.
Lord of the Rings, that's what they called them.
Willow, come on, man. Willow.
Apparently they're making another Willow.
They've already made it. It was like a series. That thing I think that came out a year ago, 2 years ago. But I don't give a shit what anybody says. Like, Willow was a fucking badass movie.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Val Kilmer in his prime.
Beyonce.
Mad Mardigan. That was his name.
Yep, Mad Mardigan. Yep.
How that just popped in my head, I don't have any clue.
Because you're full of useless knowledge, like the rest of us.
It's true. My wife tells me that.
And that wasn't a jab.
Skull mask with the black helmet.
I mean, that wasn't even a jab because that's like hashtag facts from all of us. Like the most random shit that somehow continues to reside up here amongst the three of us.
Like sports cards.
Oh shit. It's really going to get out of hand now. Actually, it'll probably calm down because of this guy.
I didn't know if he was going to be. I didn't know if he's going to be in his basement or not. So,
not today. I think we're good for a minute.
Yeah, you got at least a day or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, weather's fucked up everywhere.
It is very much so.
And Vinny, I didn't respond to the text that you put I'm guessing that was the national chat because Joe was in there or whatever. And you had mentioning never hearing about tornadoes up in Canada. And of course, Joe came back and reiterated that they're very uncommon. But if I want to say a few years ago, a couple of my coworkers had like major damage, and we took a collection as a company for quite a few of our coworkers because like it wasn't to the extent of losing everything. Like it wasn't that, but it was bad enough that the company decided to do a collection for a few of the employees.
Yeah, it's just something you don't hear very often.
There was one. I want to say, if you look up Alberta and tornado, you're going to see some really cinematic type tornadoes. From give me the last 10 years. I think there's like at least 2 or 3 that are really visually appealing on the video. Like the one, that link, I don't know if you guys watched. I know Michael that responded with that. I sent a Reed Timmer video earlier. That was probably the best.
I watched it.
Tornado type video, the clearest, the closest. I mean, you could see shit you rarely see. And again, I hate the guy because he's like the breakout cards of fucking storm chasing. All him and his dipshit fucking numbskull. Multiple vertices! Yeah, we can see. You let the fucking tornado do the talking. You don't need to sit there and. I don't like when people are laughing or like getting excited, like because, yeah, it's fucking cool, but somewhere somebody's fucking either losing everything they've got,
Yep,
their livelihood, or their life. So that's why I said Pecos Hank and Daniel Shaw, a guy out of Australia, those are the 2 guys I will watch religiously, their videos, because they're the most concerned with what's going on, not only from a storm standpoint, but from like a human standpoint.
Well, there was a part in there that somebody ended up mentioning, like you kind of heard it. It almost sounded like the backseat or whatever, I hope everybody's okay.
But a lot of these chasers stop. There's the one down by Gerald. You guys had one like 2 weeks ago. Freddie McKinney was out storm chasing. It was on national news. He's pulling up after this tornado just rips through a house. There's a family of 4. The little boys all like busted up on the face, and somebody else had like some broken bones, and one of the dad couldn't carry the daughter because he was all fucked up from like the shit falling on top of him. And again, that Freddie McKinney, that's another one on that Ryan Hall, that they use a lot of his live streams or whatever, the footage he's going when he's ripping out there and searching out storms. So it's like, that's what I want to see. I want to see, okay, I want to chase the storm, but if somebody's hurt, I'd much rather help them out, and because they're all discombobulated. You just have that to roll through. What the hell are you going to do?
Yeah, the one that you sent last night, there was multiple times in which, whoever it was running, call out. Of course, like you didn't find out anything. It kind of cut, but the fact that one, they made sure that the chasers were safe enough to be able to, move closer and everything else, but you could tell there was genuine concern. So
they're always going to be the first people on the scene because you don't have EMS. They're going to be trying to get out of wherever they're trying to get out of. So again, if you got somebody there, it helps when that person or the people are trained in something. And it might not even be CPR, but just like a triage type situation or something where you have some medical wherewithal and knowledge to use in that situation instead of just being an onlooker. So yeah, that was.
So Michael, I do have to ask. I'm guessing you've had tornado warnings as of late.
Oh yeah, lots of them. That one, the one last night was heading up through an area not too far from here, and luckily it petered out before it got to us. But I mean, it was close enough that I didn't appreciate it. But we had our sirens were going off for just about a half hour. But and the whole time I'm watching that live feed, and how absurd was it when he showed the traffic cam footage of that semi trailer just driving straight into the tornado? He just goes full speed ahead right into it as the other semis on the side of the road blows over and goes. Yep. I don't know what that guy was thinking.
No, and I got the video link. I think KCCI out of Iowa has it's like a 22-second clip where it's got the whole thing. Again, it's like a not a freeway, but like a 4-lane, and then you've got the cross traffic, and it's got like a pole there, a power pole or something, and looking down, and yeah, you can see the top of the screen. It just gets fucking gnarly with the tornado coming across. And this white truck semi is just like he sees it, obviously. I don't know what the other doing, like the red. And again, you got the silver cylinder of some kind of flammable something or another, or something liquid in there.
Yeah. And
he just fucking shotguns through, and I don't know if he's looking down at a phone or what, but I mean, you can see the brake lights come on, but by that time, he's already basically in the tornado.
Right.
So,
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, there's so much shit going on yesterday.
Yeah, it's been an active season.
This is the most I've remember in the last 15 years, particularly in my area. I mean, it's been very mild the last decade where we might have it's usually just tornado watches. It doesn't become a warning, but yeah, we've gotten more this spring and leading into summer than we've had in a really, really long time.
Yeah, I can't remember when it was. It's don't quote me on this. It has to have been at least in the last 10 years in which this year may surpass the number of confirmed tornadoes for that year. Because there was 100 and something confirmed tornadoes or some shit one year. I mean, it was fucking crazy. Between Texas, Missouri, Kansas, the Dakotas, Iowa, Indiana. I want to say some got as far north as you guys, into Michigan and into Minnesota. But Pennsylvania, Alabama, Georgia, they were just it was fucking nuts, man. Every time you turned on the news, if you were actually watching the news, all you heard about was freaking confirmed tornado here, confirmed tornado. You're sitting there going, man, what the fuck? But this may be, it's got to be, once it's all said and done, close to the top 5 or 6 all time. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's.
Because every week it's somewhere different.
Yes, and
And I
that's
mean,
the thing. It's more
cyclical, but
widespread.
it's still, you had the shit right outside of Lincoln and Elkhorn, and that stuff went up through extreme northwest Missouri, extreme southeast South Dakota, and into Iowa. And that was what, 2-3 weeks ago. And I mean, everything seems like it's ages ago, because it's like every week something's going on. Then you had the stuff that's west of Michael over in Kansas that pretty much blew through that town and knocked that on its ass. And like a day before that, Sulphur, Oklahoma, that right down middle of fucking downtown, knocks that on its ass. I mean, it's like every week and multiple times a week something's going on. It's like, here's one in northeast Colorado, here's one in New Mexico, bunch of shit out west by El Paso. It's like Amarillo getting hammered and out in that area. And then Dan with his Cardboard Underground down by fucking Lafayette. I mean, they had like 80-mile-an-hour winds there over the weekend.
Yep.
Street line winds. Like the Dret Show or whatever. It's like everything is
Yep. No power for an extended period of time.
just non-stop.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, we've been under flash flood warnings what seems like almost every other day. I mean, for at least from where I am, it's not normally an issue. But still, I mean, I'm in the vicinity of all the flash flood warnings that seem to be occurring like every other day. It's crazy.
Houston the other day, they had 70, 80-mile-an-hour winds rip through town and possible tornadoes. And
yeah, I had a coworker reach out to me over the weekend asking, hey, I saw shit on the news near Houston and all that kind of shit. Are y'all good? You and the family okay? I'm like, yeah, that's way south. But thanks for checking. I appreciate you think to check on me. So,
the one good part about that, I saw the radar. I couldn't watch because whoever their newscaster weatherman was just a fucking dipshit. One of the worst I've seen. But I found out where Silsbee, Texas is. It's just north of Houston, somewhere over that way. So I'm like, well, that's where Steve's favorite wrestler's from. Mark Henry. Remember Mark Henry?
No. Who's he?
The one that wouldn't give you an autograph.
Give me the evil eye.
That was about the only good part about that. So,
yeah. Anyways, never fails. 'Tis the season. We talk about weather at some point a few times in episodes during the spring.
well, if you talk about cards all the time, I lose interest quick. I don't. It's just like I don't need to hear about it. It's like what's going on this week with a scheme. The only thing we will talk about at some point, we may as well do it now.
No.
Chris, Cards Infinity, that bullshit.
Sucks.
Got his fucking shop broken into. I saw that the other day and started pumping that out right away on like Instagram and wherever.
I was glad to see they got everything back and caught the people.
Okay, good. I haven't even.
Yeah, he updated in the thread.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
All right, I need to go back and check that out.
Hopefully, some people that are gonna get hung down there.
Yeah. Fortunately, even what they took wasn't. They didn't know what they were doing. They took some I think he said like some 3-row boxes or 5-row boxes of quarter cards, and then some boxes of Panini One and something else. It wasn't.
Well,
They were just taking what they could grab. They didn't know what they were doing.
Panini One, it's $1,000 a box or whatever.
Yeah.
But most of the time when you hear about shit like this, what's going on, Jeff? Oh, are you John this week? You hear about them going after like high dollar singles, rated singles, and then like National Treasures, Prism, the stuff that has what would be deemed significant resale value, but it's shit like that pisses me off. You always like, truth be told, unfortunately, like almost every card shop has probably been broken into at some point or will be broken into at some point.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And it's a nature of the current dynamic in the hobby, even though I find it interesting. I feel like I see more of it in, let's say, the last, I don't know, year and a half, when, it's starting to stabilize compared to what it was during like COVID times, which is at the hype, which would have been at the, the top time to like try and sell shit. But then again, we're talking about criminals. Like, criminals don't think logically. So
No.
Well, see, now we know.
And knowing's half the battle.
I was talking about Jeff.
Well, I just, in general, whatever that battle may be. Ugh.
So I got to ask, if it's John Jeffrey, why do you go by Jeff?
So is that another JJ?
Well, that's true. Was that a friend thing or was that a family thing as to why you like started going by Jeff? Or I should say introducing yourself as Jeff and using Jeff, as the name for your articles. I ain't got shit. Okay, well, that makes sense. I can see it now. Family reunion. Hey, John. 5 people. Huh? Makes sense. No, I've said before, Mike, like, something really has to blow my socks off to even potentially try and go after something. I'm pulling a Michael.
eBay is full of a bunch of my old nice cards right now.
Is it?
Yeah, the guy I sold a lot of stuff to over the last year and a half sent everything off to consignment.
Yes. I saw that last night and I wondered. I said, there's a lot of those there. I wonder at some point in time where those belong to a certain collector of a certain player.
Yep. Yeah, he gave me the heads up that he was going to be sending the stuff off to consignment, and I ended up buying 2 cards back. That immaculate laundry tag that's on there, that full one. I almost pulled the trigger buying that one back and decided to just not. But I bought back the 13 Select Gold.
Okay.
Because to me, that is the best gold card made.
That is a stunner.
13 Select is better than any of the Prism cards. And sorry, something popped up on my screen. But These are better than any of the prisms, and they are better than the Topps Chrome. This is the best gold.
You have now been blacklisted, Michael.
That can be, because everybody knows how much I love Chrome. They don't shine like that card.
That's
100%.
I have the green, the emerald for Lemieux from that year.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. I would love to have the black, and I would love to have the gold, because if they shine anywhere close to that green, whoa boy! And anytime I see that prism or whatever they call it, silver, whatever it's notated, refractorish type deal,
Silver. See, I love that fucking card, Michael. I was surprised you ever got.
Yeah, I got the frame back.
See that's the one I always, and not because that was the one I found from Jack on like a fucking 5th tier trading card site. It was just like, I remember when you're like, I need to find this 101. Then when, like a week later, I find it and I'm like, hey, look at this. And you're like, what?
And then I found the video of it being polled on YouTube.
It's just like
Steel City polled it. And back to what Vinny was talking about, the black and the gold for Lemieux. One of the biggest regrets I have was passing up on it. The black clay was listed by Steel City as well, graded a BGS 10 pristine for $199. And I thought, that's way too much money. Way too much money. And it sat on eBay for probably 2 or 3 years, and then it went away. And I asked them one year at National if they had it, and they couldn't tell me whether they still had it or not.
Don't have those regrets.
Yeah, that one.
Now, Jeff, get your mind out of the gutter.
But the thing that one of the reasons why I didn't want to pay the money, I thought the 10 grade was bullshit because they gave it a 10 on centering, and I could tell by looking at it, yeah, that's not even close. It was not a 10 centered card, but I would have loved to have had it now.
Yeah.
Joey 2020.
Yep. Joey has that full rainbow of Bart Starr, and it's Starr's only 101 black from anything.
Yeah, because he's never been in prison.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one I do. I wish I would have bought that one. And
speaking of prison,
had it.
Wemby hunting, anybody?
I saw a picture of him today. He was in a card shop. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hopefully not Santiago.
God, let's hope not.
Well, since he plays for San Antonio, I would hope it would be somewhere in San Antonio.
Yeah.
No.
I wonder if he's going to pull a Giannis and just keep all his 101s. That was so funny. I'm like, oh my God. He cared not one bit that he was showing all the 101s he kept.
To each their own. And
yep.
To be honest, I think we all wish we could have the money to be able to do something like that.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
But
I keep watering the money tree, but like, I don't know.
Well,
you have to use melted snow.
That's that. Damn it, that's the key. I keep forgetting.
In hindsight, I probably should not. I should have put my clays on the open market, not sold them straight to somebody, because they're selling for significantly more than I sold them for. Which I made good money when I sold them. Now they're making stupid money. But he sold the 2012 finite, just the base finite. He sold it for $3,000. Yeah.
What?
The I think it's the 2017 or 2018 It goes off here in under 2 minutes, and it's at 9:43. I don't understand it because I didn't see that value there.
Yeah, but did like somebody get into a bidding war on the one that went for $3 grand?
I think the thing that helps is that it was through DC Sports, all the eyes, and it's made me seriously consider sending some of my stuff for consignment.
Well, I think so. My own personal opinion. At the end of the day, it's for you to do what you want to do,
right?
As we all know. But me personally, like when you sold some stuff to like the other clay guy, like I'm like, okay, at least there will be some appreciation. I didn't know enough about the individual that you sold other stuff to, and I'm sitting there going, like, a part of me was like, is it going to be one of those situations where
all the clay stuff went to two guys and they're both clay collectors? Unfortunately, well, I shouldn't even say that because once they're out of my hands, they're not mine.
Agreed.
He can do whatever he wants with them, and I have no ill will towards it because make that money. Go ahead. Yeah. I don't care because he decided to sell off 90% of his card collection. He was going to keep a couple that that people had given him or he had some attachment to. Like his favorite Clay Matthews card ever made is the Signature Moves from Immaculate. Mm-hmm. So card. He had I traded him my copy of that card, and I was fortunate enough to get one of the other 4 copies from another friend, Jason Weaver. So I've got one too, but he kept that one, and he kept the XR 101 base card that I would love to have.
I mean, in all fairness, he did tell you. I mean,
yeah, he did, and he gave.
I mean, I'll give him credit.
And he was nice enough to sell them back to me for what I sold them to him for. So that was a good thing because
that's a win-win
on eBay.
So there you go. Mike says that clay just exploded at the end of the auction over 2K.
I don't. 2025. I can't comprehend that.
No,
because Rogers doesn't even sell for that.
But it makes you wonder, though, is it a clay person or is it just
I know that the 2012 that sold for $3 grand went to a guy that collects 101 finites. So okay, I'm wondering if this is the same
what
situation.
I was going. Yeah, that's what I was going with. Is like, is it one of those situations? So from that perspective, then I guess I'm fortunate enough that I have my 2 finites that I have then.
The 2012 gold that was going off at the same time sold for $1,513. Which doesn't make sense because my BGS 95 True Gem copy of that card sold for $800.
How long ago, though?
Yeah, that's true. I think it was in 2021. So 3 years ago.
Yeah, wow. But see, this just goes to show you that, like, when is the right time to sell? Yesterday.
Yeah.
There is no rhyme or reason for a lot of situations because there's too many factors.
Absolutely.
And like, yet you still have the vast majority of people thinking that it's a science. No.
No, you just need 2 people who want it at the same time.
Yep.
That both have money.
Yep.
No, but one of the cards I considered moving was my gold standard Shield Auto, which is it's an insane card, but the NT is better.
It is, but man.
My thinking is I think I can get a substantial amount of money for that card, and I could buy my Lou Gehrig 33 Gaudi. I could get one of those back in my collection.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm speaking for myself. To a degree, I'm speaking for at least Dave for sure. Like, we don't understand how you do it, but mad props to be able to
I can compartmentalize it.
Like, mad props.
Yeah,
but I also go back though, when you were considering selling stuff in order to position yourself better financially, get yourself out of debt and everything else, you struggled with that decision for a while because like, why else would of all people, why else would you have called me? Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, like, I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. It's like, hey man, you do you.
Yep.
No hard feelings, no ill will. It doesn't change how I feel about you. Like, you do you. And as long as you feel good doing you, whatever that is, I got your back. And in all honesty, that's the way shit should be. Did I like that you were doing that? No. Because I know how much passion and dedication that you put into it and how much enjoyment you had. So from that perspective, yeah, I didn't like it. But at the end of the day, it's not my shit. Like, I give you kudos. There is only one card, and I've said this before, there is only one card that I would consider moving. And that's my Flawless 101. But the only way I would move it, it's not for cash. It would cost a PMG green.
Yeah.
And like, I know that would never happen because they're not in the same spectrum. Could I get a PMG red? Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
And then some. But although that card has a significant importance, and Michael knows the story, I've shared the story, I should have never ended up with that card. I lost the auction. It just so happened I got lucky. And it's not about the money to be made in that situation. It's about securing something that is a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost reached out to somebody on Instagram. I had never seen the dual 1 of 1. I saw it the other day. There's a guy on Instagram that has the full rainbow of the dual patch.
Wow. Yeah.
So
who was it?
I don't remember. I'll have to find it. But, you know, I didn't put a comment because a part of me wanted to tell him, you know, nice job, absolutely stunning. But it's sad that the 1 number to 5 is not a Broncos jersey. It's the patch is wrong. Was
it the one that got mixed up with Steve Largent?
It's a Seahawks jersey, and most likely Largent.
Yep.
Which is why I never bought any of the Emeralds.
Mm-hmm.
Is because when I first saw them, I'm like, this doesn't look right. And of course, they came out and made mention of some of the mistakes that they had made. And it's like, okay, I know right now that I will never own a first-year Flawless number to 5. Because it's not what it says it is. So, like, to me, it's almost as bad as like having a fake, if you think about it. It says this, but what you're getting is actually this. So I knew that I would never own a rainbow from that year Flawless when I found that out. And it was disappointing because it would have been cool. But at some point, I may try and get the rainbow minus the emerald for the one that I have for the platinum.
Yeah.
But, I'm not in any hurry to do that.
I'm the same way. I'll eventually have a Favre numbered out of either 10 or 5, whether it be the horizontal or the vertical. I'll eventually have one someday. It's just gonna have to line up. None of the copies have came whenever I had the money, or just didn't. I thought the price was just too high.
Well, and a part of me thinks that I get it, first year flawless, but at some point they're going to come down to a little bit more of reality. I know that's a loaded term, but like, why all of a sudden did freaking first year flawless decide to shoot through the fucking roof? Oh, okay, I get it. The majority of it, 99% of it's game used. Okay, I get it. But still.
There's a lot of people that put importance to the inaugural edition of products.
Agreed.
I do. I don't know that I don't have any first year flawless. I don't have any first year prism anymore. I got rid of that kind of Panini stuff. Like, I had a bunch of the optic gold vinyls. I got rid of those. I got rid of all my select 101s.
But what's interesting though, like inaugural year outside of basketball, 96 Topps Chrome, like there's no love.
No.
Outside of basketball, there is no love. Well, partially because freaking the majority of your refractors are they're way off centered anyway. So if you get a 10, you're gonna pay a decent amount. But like even then, like
what?
Maybe because I'm partial to Topps Chrome, like Topps Chrome to me changed the hobby.
What year was first year for Topps Chrome baseball? Was it 98 or 99?
No. They had it in 97. They have it 96?
I don't know.
I don't believe so, because Jeter was not a rookie in it, but the Jeter is the most valuable card. The refractor Jeter, and it wasn't a rookie year. So it would have had been 97 or later.
Let's just check, because we all know I'm not a baseball guy.
Okay, he's saying 95 was.
I'm saying 96. I'm going 96. I remember like that. What was it, like a wrecking ball? I think it was like an insert. 95 seems too early.
96. Which would make sense, because that was the inaugural year of Topps Chrome. So why would it have been different? Because 96 was what, the 30th anniversary? Because I know there's an anniversary logo on Topps Chrome.
Basketball. 50th for basketball.
Yeah, it was fucking football.
Because that was Kobe and friends.
Yes, and and again, that gets all the love.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, 96 between all three sports that had it, the design was different. Only later did you start seeing the same format for all sports. I don't remember exactly what year, like 2007 is what sticks out in my head because of the black borders. 96 was 50th. Yep. Okay. So I mean, that's what I was thinking because it's 50th anniversary.
Yep, 96 Topps Chrome Derek Jeter refractor was a future star card, and they sell for quite a bit of money.
Which makes no sense because, like, he'd been playing for a while, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, same thing they did with Chipper and Cliff Lloyd.
Well, true.
You'd have the cup of coffee, and then you go back down, and then with both those guys, you get hurt and come up in a couple games at the end of the year, then back down, and start in the minors again, and be at Harrisburg, and then Ottawa for Floyd, and Macon, and God, who the hell, Durham for Chipper. And so you'd always see the prospect card. I'm like, God, this is a 91 draft pick. 92 for Floyd, and it's like a 95 card, and like you've been up already several times, and no, it's not a prospect anymore.
Right.
I think the first time I saw that was 88 score. And I think it was Bob Guerin for the Red Sox. I think that's who that was. And it had like Pawtucket, Boston, Pawtucket, Boston, Pawtucket, Boston for 86, 87, or 85, 86, 87. And I'm like, how is this guy a prospect? He's been up already. Again, it's not like two games. And it's like, no, you're like 26. You're not a prospect. I don't know if you guys know what the meaning of prospect is, but that.
But that's why I hate baseball when it comes to freaking designating rookie versus prospect. Like when you think like football, a rookie's a rookie.
Yeah.
Basketball has a little bit of a partial gray area in certain situations. But at least with like basketball, for instance, you could have like an XRC, which is the same thing that you could have in football because of the USFL products from 84 and 85. You had a few guys in which were designated as XRCs. But like baseball, truth be told, it's confusing as fuck.
Yep.
Hence the reason why I got out of baseball, I guess. I wanted something simplistic. When you talk football, like you don't have to make me big, but draft pick, that means it's a rookie.
Yeah.
Rookie. it's
Not
pretty
hard.
straightforward. Pretty straightforward.
Young guns.
But like hockey's another one that's pretty straightforward.
Future Watch and Young Guns most of the time.
I mean, they do reissues.
Yeah.
But a young gun is rookie. It's like that's what it is, unless it's
0405,
an insert.
which is, remember, there was no season in 0405. So what they did was they went back and they gave
double rookie class.
No, yeah. So 0506 was the double rookie class with Ovechkin and Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
So 0405, Lemieux has a young gun out of there. Brodeur, several people have them. Tammy Granato, I think, has one.
But a hockey person knows they're not rookie cards.
Yes. and plus, those boxes now, you could get them cheap back in the day. A box of that hobby right now that has 6 young guns, just like all the other boxes, about $350. Like Chef would say, about $350. Eiserman's in there too. I think I grabbed that one too, Jeff. There was last summer, somebody was selling off Lemieux's and Eiserman's like nobody's business consignments, and I was able to pick up that young gun He has 2, I think. Lemieux has 1. And then in the Legends that they released, SP Legends Signature Series, I think it was 2-3 years ago, they did future watches for people like Sakic, Lemieux, Brodeur, Patrick Waugh, Felix Potvin. Some dude has like Potvin's number to 10. I think he said I think on Instagram I saw he has 4 of them. The Potvin collector, 4 of the 10 autos.
Wow.
They're not cheap. Like I was the first buyer of the Future Watch Lemieux acetate. So they had the Future Watch Auto, which I think is to 10, which is like 2 G's. And I got the Future Watch acetate because I had to get 1 of them. And a guy sent me an offer, and I'm like, there was 3 of them up. One wanted 600, one wanted 400, and then this guy apparently just wanted to pay for the box. So I use that as the math. The box was about 150. So he had 4 cards up from that, and that basically doubled his money if he sold all 4 cards. And that's that. Yeah. They have the glossy, high gloss, and they have the exclusives. Could you imagine owning one of those? Whoa.
I saw one of the Ovechkin high glosses out of 10 not too long ago.
Rookie?
Yeah.
Oh, Judas Priest. It's got to be a $50K car.
I think it had 30K on it.
Somewhere, yeah. Figured.
Yeah.
Right now it's him, Crosby, McDavid. Bedard, I don't know why, because they have 8 gagillion of them. Matthews.
Well, they probably have 8 gagillion of the others too.
Yeah. Bergeron is one that's up there because I think that's a short print. There's a couple guns, and I forget where it is, what year. They're all shorter printed than the other ones.
So they say.
Allegedly.
You know something that grinds my gears, though? I was waiting for Dave till Dave was lost in another fucking world.
No, I haven't watched my Russian car crash videos. Like, I look back to see where I left off. There's like 3 or 4 that have like a little red on there from what I watched. But I'll usually leave a thumbs up, so I mentally notate that I've actually watched it. And it's like February, late January, early February. So there's a lot of catching up to do. So that's if you're seeing me look in this direction, that's what I'm watching. And if you see some odd looks, it's like, what are people thinking while driving? And they aren't.
I would like somebody to explain this to me. Anybody know what the fucking SPP is?
What was the question?
An SPP.
Is it like OPP?
Short parallel print?
I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Smelly poo-poo? Like...
That's like an oxymoron, though.
True. Yes, I happened to see something posted 2 days ago. And I don't even know what fucking card it was. SSP or SPP in the in the header. I'm thinking, what the fuck is that? Not to mention, I wanted to send him a message and be like, you do realize not everything is considered a super short print. Like, stop.
Yeah. A special press proof?
You know, since always talk about grinding gears. Nomenclature is key, folks.
Oh, God.
What was the one I sent yesterday? A reverse jersey number?
Oh, that was a good one.
I'm like, are you fucking serious?
I love that one. I think that's the first time I've seen that.
It was a Rod Smith, I think 2000 playoff contenders, playoff ticket numbered to 100. Rod Smith was number 80.
Yes.
So the serial number was 08. And in the, I shit you not, in the title, reverse jersey number. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I buy a lot of reverse jersey numbers for Mario 66.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the things that people come up with, I just, and heaven forbid, we've talked about this before, heaven forbid you fucking try and correct somebody.
Oh.
Like, you want to talk about people getting offended. Oh, look at this. We got the fucking card cops. Like, no. This is why the people who are collectors don't like to help other people. Is because when you try and educate, they get fucking offended. If it isn't a refractor, don't call it a refractor.
Yeah, I know I tried to help that one time, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. After that, you can, whoever it was, you can look like an idiot and do whatever you want. I'm done. I'll just screenshot it and you can make fun.
In all fairness, it's the thing about it is, and I'm speaking like from my perspective, and to a degree, I'll kind of speak from Dave's. You're trying to educate. You're not trying to humiliate. You're not trying to call somebody out. You're not trying to make somebody look like a fool. But when somebody takes the time to say, "Hey, FYI, this isn't a refractor," it's the same fucking shit. Don't call it a patch when it's not a fucking patch, yeah. Vinny. Oh, you do it all the time.
Whatever.
You do it all the time.
Jersey piece.
No, it is not the same fucking thing.
Whatever. It's a piece of jersey.
And that is not a whatever.
Potato.
No, it's not.
Jersey patch, whatever.
Two different things. And I'm only picking on. I know you don't care, but like, we try and educate.
Yes.
So we do our best to make sure we use the correct nomenclature when we talk about shit. But when you have people who get offended or upset or pissed off because you try and educate them of them misspeaking, like, okay, fine. Be a fucking idiot. Be a dumbass. And, like, eventually people aren't going to pay attention to your shit because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
They'll say 2-color patch in a listing.
That's a jersey. That's a pinstripe.
Where this is a patch. But,
and most people, the way you tell the difference is it will usually say prime. They stopped doing that shit too, which is agitating. Like, why? That was the one way that you knew. We're okay. Hold on, Baz. Refractor like, I would be okay with. Who was that? That was you, Dave.
Yeah, but
You didn't say a little bit late, but
hey, I said it before you warned me.
refractor like I could get on board with. Like that doesn't bother me. Because if it's a silver or whatever mosaic is, refractor like okay, I'll give you that. If you want to use the classical term to garner a few more views, then okay, like that I could deal with. But don't call a freaking prism silver or a hollow a fucking refractor, because no, not anywhere close. Yes, Joe, this is correct. In-game gear cards.
It's the way. There's always a loophole.
Well, back in those days, they didn't have. Well, some did. They didn't have like the prime designation or the patch designation. It was multicolored swatches held a premium. Like this card here, courtesy of my good friend Vincenzo. That's a single color jersey. Right?
Single color Game Gear card.
So that is a 3-color patch. But this is
Game Gear card.
This is just a jersey card, a dual jersey card. But there will be a designator of multicolored jerseys are X multiplier. So just the way that it, in certain years, that's just the way that they did it. I'm not a baseball guy, so I'm not going to answer that question. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, that to me is also debatable, because to me XRC, when I think XRC, I think of the early baseball minor cards, whatever was the manufacturer at the time. I can't remember who they were.
It's CCMC.
I don't remember. I can picture one of the cards, but like I don't remember who made them. But I think of those cards and USFL, for instance, when it comes to football. So that's when I think, when I was younger in my earlier collecting days, those minor league cards I would deem as like pre-rookie cards, because at the time I didn't know what an XRC was. So it only made sense. They were minor league cards, so to me they were pre-rookie before they were considered a rookie card in major products. So
I was gonna say, I go back to the Fleer Update 84 for XRC. Sabes, Gooden, Puckett, Clemens. Think of those guys, and then like Baz said, the update, or like the USA McGuire. So,
but again, like from a baseball perspective, that's why I said it's like baseball is hard. because sometimes you think that it should fit into this, parameter, but yet it actually fits in this parameter. And you're like, where's the fucking consistency? To me, it's too inconsistent, which makes it confusing.
We only had somebody that specialized in like talking about rookie cards. We only had somebody that knew or liked to discuss rookie cards and the meaning of a true rookie. If only.
And that was the first time I heard XRC, Jeff, was through like reading Beckett.
Yep.
And for the longest time, I didn't even know what the fuck it meant. XRC, what the fuck? Like, what's the X stand for? Shouldn't it be an ERC? Why did they decide to put the X? Like, I don't know. But nomenclature is key, folks. And we've talked about it a multitude of times. But since this is a gear grinder episode, I couldn't help but to bring up at least a couple that I have stumbled across recently. That these fucking people are getting. I don't want to call it creative, because it's another way for sellers to continue to confuse people and try and set themselves apart and potentially bring more money to somebody's pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. If somebody wants to go out there and dive head first into the fucking card collecting market, not educate themselves and be stupid and spend more money than what they should, hey, to each their own. But as we all know, there are people out there that purposely do it. They take advantage of people's ignorance. And a part of me has a problem with that. Yeah, Jeff, I remember you, what was it? Not the last time you were on, but the time before that, you brought up that card. I remember you talking about it. So it's, again, if people just want to dive in and, blow money, fine. They're not going to last unless they've got endless amounts. And like I said, more power to them. But I still hope that somehow, shape, form, or fashion, eBay will figure out a way to force descriptions according to whether it be Beckett, trading card database, wherever, something that forces a legitimate title. If you want to put all sorts of other shit in your description, go to town. But from a title perspective, this is the way the card is known. 1996 Topps Chrome, card number blah, Eddie George, rookie refractor. Or whether it's just refractor, and then you set the parameters of designated as a rookie, so on and so forth. But I just, it still bothers me. I only search one player, so I don't get to see the the rigmarole that others do. Bob used to be the king of finding some of those. You're like, what in the actual fuck is this? I just, it pisses me off. Like I don't know how else to say it. Grinded my gears is an understatement. Which is why all these damn pricing tools aren't 100% accurate either. And they won't ever be 100% accurate.
No.
Because there is no standardization.
Mm.
So, call me crazy. But
Crazy.
yeah, well.
I got a card. I got a card. I got a
I
card.
know Mike said earlier. That was one that came in. I got stuff coming in. I don't even know what. It's not much. I know that. It's another one.
What is that?
That Tyler J. The old Twins pick that made his debut a few weeks ago for the Mets. And then I completely forgot about that, but I had put the opening bid and $6 won it. So a victory. So, but other than that, I mean, God,
I got that. Sidney Crosby out of 92.
Is that your fifth copy?
First. This is Black Diamond Championship banners. 91, 92 Penguins. And one went a couple weeks back for way more money than that. And I just nagged that off a Con C for a steal. A steal, I tell you.
It's not like you're ever going to sell it, so steal or not, it's irrelevant. What? I'm not wrong.
Then I bought you a bunch of Christmas stuff with the leftover money, so piss off. I'll send them to Michael and Dave. So
fine. I don't want anything this year.
You're getting them because you don't want them is why you're getting them.
Return to sender.
address unknown.
No longer at this address. This guy doesn't live here. I don't know who this fucking douchebag is.
I never looked at so many Clay Matthews cards in my life. And I realized some of those pictures on there, I can understand why Michael likes some other than others. It's like when he's doing like the Hulk thing, it's like the TD salute. It's badass. It's like Joey Porter or what's his name? Foot or Joey Porter when he used to do the thing with his foot.
Adam Foot. Adam Foot.
Yeah. And Joey Porter used to do something too. But they used to, those kind of pictures, there's just, cards are so much more than just like the wealth of them. It's the pictures. It's the photography. Like there's a
Stadium Club?
Huh?
Stadium Club?
Yeah. Bob told me they're known for their photography. And I don't
really?
He said it.
Yep.
And you know Bob Lewis wouldn't lie to me.
No. Not a chance.
It'd be great if they brought that back for football when Topps returns.
Oh, that would be nice.
I haven't had Stadium Club football ever.
That's not the right noise, Vinny.
Say that again?
That's not the right noise to make if you're...
Etching noises.
Photography.
Don't ever do that again.
13 Topps Chrome, and Topps Mini is Clay's coolest photo on a card.
So this is out of 25. And I think there was one number to 5 that the stick piece wasn't get. They came up with this a little while ago. It's called Stick With Me. It's the second year. So that's the 25. It had a nicer stick piece. But look at the dude in the background. Just check him out. He looks like a Czechoslovakian scout. Like I came here to watch Yager. Yager is no here no more. And
Looks like somebody from like the 1800s.
yeah, it's like I don't know. He's just chilling there.
It's the one guy that survived the Black Plague.
I mean, but I mean, trigger grip, something is on a piece of that stick.
Sugar Shack?
Yeah, Golly Swag District.
Chicken sandwich.
Squirrel! Adam Foote.
Yeah, that's
Adam Foote. Didn't he pass away? Or no, that was Chris Simon. I saw that.
Simon. Like those aren't anywhere fucking close, man.
They played for the Avalanche, didn't they? So
same team, I'll give you that. But Simon, like no. Like
just
if it was like
if
it was Fogel or Foreskin or something else, like I'd give you a little bit of credit. But
I could hear him talking, but I just not listening. I know I'm going to get dropped any second, but then, yippity doodah, zippity Texas A. Keep on talking.
Oh, you hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
And you're listening, or you wouldn't be yipping and yapping and doing your shit that you were just doing.
For some reason, Texas slang hits my ear well.
Is that what we're going with now?
I think. I don't know. You have a soothing voice.
Texas slang. Pretty sure I haven't used any slang as of late, at least not native to Texas.
Oh, Judas Priest.
Most people don't even know I'm from Texas.
Yeah, you do not have a heavy accent. I just don't. Y'all and what now? The way you say that, that's the only time I tell you you're from Texas.
Well,
when you get off a plane from Texas.
Y'all's a southern term.
Good one, Jeff. That's true. So is Rick talking. He was behind the Vancouver bench. God.
Gabagool.
Toot toot. Why am I big? Everything. See, make Michael big. Let him show that off.
Super alert.
Yep. That one. And here's another one that's got a cool photo on it. Yeah. Fired up. It almost has Dufex foil to it. Almost. But
I like what's the other one you have? The one you always talk about. Is that the Cutler?
Oh, that's 2015 Tops, last year Tops.
That and there's the Cobb. Whatever Cobb's catching the touchdown against Chicago.
Yeah.
Anything with Cutlers and distress, I'm very happy.
There's that one. And then the Randall Cobb is from 2014 Tops, and it's when he catches the ball week 17 to send the Packers to the playoffs and the Bears out. It was winner gets in.
That's
anytime
you got those.
Yeah, over on this wall, I've got a 16 by 20 autographed of Cobb of that photo, and I've got a couple variations of the Tops card with the autographs and whatnot of that photo. But that card right there, this fired up set, this is the 101. I have never found the blue out of 5. It's the one I need. And
is that the one that's got the blurb on the back though that you were?
No, that's the class president card, and that's another one where I've seen one gold and no copies out of 5, no emerald yet. I've only seen the emerald of Mike Evans.
Interesting.
Not only is that impressive, but that is impressive.
I got a card in the mail yesterday or the day before, and it was the last card I needed for a rainbow that I've been working on since 2014, and it's numbered out of 99.
No shit.
It's the only copy that I was beginning to think that parallel didn't get made. It was from 2014 Topps Fire. And of course, it's the green parallel. So it's the Packers colors. It looks awesome. It's numbered out of 99. One popped up on eBay the other day through Comsy, and I just immediately hit buy it now on it. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, I sold the 101 when I was selling stuff off last year. But I kept the rest of the rainbow because that year Topps Fire had a parallel out of 25 that was the black onyx, but they also had a parallel out of 25 that was wood. It was a wood grain card. And gotcha. I just thought that was one of the coolest parallels. So I kept them all and just sold the 101. And I may have to try to get that back now that the green actually does exist and I own a copy.
I wonder if that would have been like a retail only parallel though too, which could
I don't know. I really don't.
Isn't Fire now pretty much a retail product?
Well, Fire doesn't exist.
At least at the end of its existence.
I think 15 it was. I don't. Hell, 14 might have been too. I don't know. I really don't. I can't remember.
It's just a part of me thinks that somehow it transitioned to a retail only product.
Yeah. Which would make sense because it was a really low end. The quality of the cards felt low end, but they were really neat. You had, what's his name? The artist Tyson Beck. He was the one designing most of those products for baseball and football, both. And they were more geared towards kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, they could have been retail. But yeah,
it's just something that sticks out in my head that like
I just couldn't believe that I was actually seeing it whenever it popped up on eBay. I'm like, no way. I was blown away.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah. $4.99. Boop.
Well, it's no different than, when I stumbled across the 04 Leaf Limited quad patch auto 101.
Yeah.
20 years later, because I had mentioned like that combination intrigued me, and I'm like, kind of different, kind of unusual, interesting pairing of people. If I ever see that, I'd like to own that. 20 years later, well, almost 20 years later. I mean, I bought it last year or whatever it was.
Right. It's crazy how those things happen sometimes. It'll be that way. I'm being optimistic and saying when the 2012 Chrome Super Refractor finally surfaces, when I finally am able to get that card, it'll be the same situation. Like, holy, I mean, right now where we're hitting 12 years, I haven't seen it.
Well, and you peruse more things than what I do, though, to a degree for certain stuff.
Yeah,
not to the extent of like Dave.
I've got 8 or 9 save searches on eBay now.
What's your max allowed?
Yeah,
I have so much shit saved from everybody to stuff I look at to. I finish sets, but yet, like the FX Hollow out of SP Authentic or SP Game Use, one of the two. They're authentic, and they're just gorgeous freaking cards. But the die cuts, if they ever come up, those are the short print ones. I will buy anybody just to have them because they're just gorgeous. And I'm just looking at 2 years because Lemieux has 2 years post playing days, and those cards are gorgeous. I made both sets that he's in, but I've grabbed Malkins, I've grabbed Stamkos's because they're just gorgeous. I remember putting them on IG one time, and the dude goes, "That card looks like it's on fire when it hits the light." It was Batnall Cursive is who it was, and he's like, "I'm going right now to buy one." That's the kind of influencer I'd like to be, to see a basic $5 card that somebody's like, that card is freaking dope for $5. And that's the kind of crap I like to collect.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Talk about influencing.
I still haven't gotten one.
Michael has it on his list.
Yep.
Lowest rung ended up going and buying one himself.
Yeah.
And he bought a TV. Of course, I told him, I was like, "Hey, you probably should have waited. I may have had a dupe." I just sent it to you. It's like, damn it. Like,
yeah.
Those stick with me are beautiful. Last year's design's better. It's got a red background. They're just gorgeous. And even though the name is so stupid, Stick With Me, and it's a stick piece. Sorry, Billy, if you created that. It's just a cheesy name. But the stick pieces they use, if you could find a good one that says like CCM or Koho or Nike or Bauer or whatever they're using, Titan,
Starter.
yeah, any Louisville. I remember what you call
Rollins.
Squirrel, Minnesota Squirrel, just freaking gone. I have no train of thought. It's like the Christmas episode. I was talking about that quarterback that I was going to buy a card, and Byron Leftwich. And then I forgot his name 32 seconds later, and Steve had to remind me of the name because it was just instantaneous squirrel. Just my short-term memory is a thing of the past. I walk into rooms and just look like I'm here for a reason, but I don't know that reason. Oh, there's my dog. I'll play with him.
Yeah, it's
the joys of getting older.
Do that work more and more. I'm like, I'm in front of these doors here. What am I looking for? Either something, and I walk away because I'm like, I'm not going to stand here and just stare because we've had enough of that in the store with the workers. I don't need to be infected by the zombie plague that is going around. So
I walked into this room for a reason and a purpose.
Yeah.
And you've taken 15 steps since then. And obviously something else like comes into your mind at that point in time, and it goes like seeps out the other ear.
Go get me some paper towel. Walk downstairs, do 2 things, come back upstairs. Where's the paper towel? Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I was never like that when I was younger. My dad said, there's certain people in this world that their brain from the beginning just works fast. And my brain never shuts off. It just goes and goes and goes. And he goes, eventually you're going to get to the age where your brain's going to keep on going, but your body's just going to be like, hamana, and just not interpret what the brain's saying. He said, it's not that you're going stupid. He goes, your brain still moves fast, but the rest of you has slowed down, and you just can't interpret the data that quick. And your brain is thinking about 7 different things, and now you can only think of 3 of the 7, and the other 4 just go poof. And I like that explanation because it makes me feel that I ain't going crazy. Like I like today, I just had a shave. I haven't shaved in 2 months, and I was like, gone. Why? I don't know. Yeah, blue screen. I'm like, da 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 dum.
Yeah. Blue screen of death.
I got a new computer for work. I go down there the next day. It says, might have downloaded a virus. I'm like, what? I call my IT guy. I'm like, dude. He's like, no, I said, I Googled it. It looks legit. He's like, yeah, it's legit. He goes, for some reason, when the computers see that, they think it's a virus. I said, who's the publisher? The people who make the computer. And I'm like, of course it is.
That's the same thing with Microsoft Defender.
Yeah.
When that first came out, like freaking all sorts of people were exploiting all the shit in Microsoft Defender.
It's just like, I am so careful with emails that look legit, and I'm like, something ain't right about this. And you get spam about stuff that looks legit, and you're like, yeah, spam button, spam button, spam button. And it's just like, whether it's personal or work, it's just like, wow, the world is full of people trying to dupe people. It's crazy.
It's called people don't want to actually work for a living.
Especially those people that are getting duped are up in, or the dupers are up in, not Mark Duper, are up in Sitka, Alaska. Those are the big dupers.
This is true. Hashtag facts. Congratulations to your Phillies, Ed. Of course, then again, that's not saying much because the Rangers are sucking this year. Freaking, I think, I don't know, last 5 games, last 6 games or whatever, they've had like 12 errors or some shit. It's like, what the fuck? Have we forgot how to play fucking baseball?
How about the matchups for the Western Conference and the hockey and basketball? Both are
well,
again, Timberwolves, I don't mind them. I'm glad they're doing something. It's not the biggest fan in the world, but I do like this team. I like Ant. I've liked him. I've got a couple okay rookie cards of him sitting percolating, but the NHL Western Conference Finals, those are some fighting words. Edmonton and Dallas.
That game was nerve-wracking the other night.
And I was sleeping. I can't. I watched, what was it, that goalie matchup? I watched 2 periods of it the other night. And Vancouver had won 3-2. It was like Picard against whoever that one they called up when Demko went out. Sulos or I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. Like, what the fuck is this? This isn't preseason. This is goddamn playoffs. Playoffs. And their goalies, I've heard of Picard because I remember him in card sets several years ago. Other dude, never heard of him. Arturos, or it's not Archer's Irby, but
there we go. Silovs.
yeah, I have no idea who that. I saw the 83 save percentage. I'm like, oh, good. Should score 0 goals against him then to make his save percentage go up.
Well, Besser was out on the last game for blood clots. Good God Almighty. That kid had a banner year. I was so happy to see it because he's such a good hockey player. And I've just been waiting for him to tear it up. And that was a real good story for the year because I think he's a good player. Hashtag don't invest. I want the cards. I think I got a couple cool ones of him, and He's solid. So
Go Stars.
I hate to say it, but I don't know. I've been watching more Oilers stuff because of Paul. Laid up at night, staring at the TV, trying to sleep. So they happen to be late games. So I've watched more Oilers games, and I like what's his name, Draisaitl. I think he's freaking phenomenal.
Dallas had a shit ton of late games too because they were playing Colorado.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason, I didn't watch that series. I've watched the least amount of hockey this year in my 46 years of living. It was just not a good year for all the things that went on, and then I just got whatever. And I didn't even watch the Christmas episode. It finally is over 200 views.
I haven't
Pump up those numbers.
I haven't missed a Stars playoff game yet. Doesn't mean I've watched them to the end, but I haven't missed a game. Freaking late night games in freaking Vegas and freaking Colorado, and because they always had the later start.
I can't believe they beat Colorado. But that kid on your team is freaking solid. I watched highlights.
Talking about Johnston.
Yeah.
Dallas has just got depth.
Yep.
I mean, that's been their saving grace. Ottinger's played well, but he hasn't played as good as what he can. One help to Dallas is they wrapped up the series against Colorado in 6 games. Vancouver, Edmonton went to 7. Dallas got the extra rest, which they hadn't had in the previous series going into Colorado. So hopefully it gets them back. Rupe Hintz. They're still without Delandria, who hasn't done a ton even throughout the season, but still, it's just another player. No, and that's what I'm getting at, and that's why I said Dallas. Dallas is just deep. It wasn't one line doing all the work. If one wasn't doing the work, like the second, third, and fourth lines were picking it up, which that's what ultimately helped them. So I think it's going to be a good series. I know Dave and Paul, you're going to be rooting for Edmonton. I get it, but
Correct.
Carlos and I will be rooting for the Stars. I can't say home ice advantage plays a difference because in this postseason it hasn't been shit.
No.
The man advantage in a lot of situations hasn't meant shit. So it's like I don't know. I think it's going to be a good series. Either team can win. Like there's not one that's better than the other than the fact that Dallas is deeper than Edmonton. That's the only thing in which Dallas has the advantage. That's it. So we'll see. But go Stars. And this Dallas Minnesota game is fucking tight, man.
I just turned it on.
Well, I'm looking at scores on Google. It's fucking close.
Kevin Harlan. I always love seeing him announcing any Minnesota games, as that's where he started. I may or may not have mentioned that a billion times in previous any incarnation of a video.
I mean, the only thing I can like, it's cool to have, Rangers win the World Series. You've got the Mavs and the Stars and the conference finals. It's a cool time right now to be a Dallas fan, but it's fucking nerve-wracking as shit. I hope Luka eventually wins a championship. Phenomenal fucking player.
17 and a half left, Dallas up by 4.
In basketball time, that's 74 minutes.
I know. We're in an 8-0 run now. Dallas. Good for them.
Well, was the Nuggets up? Nuggets were up like 20 points or something, 15 at the half, and
20. Or it was 12 or 15 at the half or whatever. But at the same time, I said it 2 weeks ago. Like, I didn't see Dallas getting past Oklahoma City. I really didn't. And
I'm just tired of the super teams.
Yep. I'm glad Clippers are out. No Lakers. Who else? Miami. Golden State. Get these.
Well, Denver. I mean,
see, I don't mind Denver because they've drafted those guys, and they're trying to keep most of them, and then.
But they won it last year.
I'm fine with that because that's a team that you don't see near the top, and if you do, they're losing to Seattle. Or no, that was when they beat Seattle in the first round, like when Dikembe and Kemp, 94-5, I think. It was an 8-1 seed. But still, I'd rather see them in there than Golden State, the Clippers, the Lakers, the same teams over and over and over and over.
Yeah, speaking of Florida, they whooped the shit out of the Rangers, man. 3-0.
There's another team that you look at them, you're like, who do they got? Then you look at it and you're like, it might not jump out at you, but.
Well, didn't New York won the President's Trophy, didn't
they? Which is a curse in and of itself.
Yep.
Normally.
That's pretty much it.
Normally.
The 92-93 Penguins were the best, one of the best hockey teams ever. They just annihilated everybody. And they got in the playoffs, and I can still see it sitting in my grandma's living room and watching Kjell Samuelsson try to skate backwards to stop this dude. And he just blew past that 8-foot giant on skates because he was part of the Tocchet trade in the previous year. And as a human, Kjell is like the nicest guy. But I just it's so hard to forgive him for that because I was like, dude, just skate backwards and kill him. Just knock him on his ass, please. Nope. Bing. And I think who won? I forget who that was. We were playing the Islanders. And I remember going to punch. We had this bureau with a clock on it, and I went to go punch it. I was like, son of a. And my grandpa looked at me, and he's like, I'd advise you not to do that. And I was like, yes, sir.
Hey. The punch the armoire instead.
I was so pissed. I was so pissed. Because I thought we were going back to back to back. I felt so good about that year. Then I didn't feel good about the Penguins till around 2009. I was like, these guys got it. They can do it. And we won 3 cups since. So, I mean, we got 5 of them. It ain't bad. When you look at all the people, watch the names on the cup, that special. And it's just, you just think about all the people that get to play for that thing. And it's just, I love that story. And they all start doing their names like H, U, and then somebody else will pick up at the L. LaFontaine will pick up the L. And it just, that commercial was just great. And hockey just, it never gets old. Football, basketball, I quit watching years ago after I think Shaq and AI and those guys retired. I just can't watch it. I can't bear to watch it. American football is becoming the same thing. I don't know why, but I can't watch it. But I can watch a boring baseball game, as boring as everybody says it is. Every night, Major League Baseball Network, and I could just sit there and watch games. I don't know why. Same thing with hockey. I could watch a game over and over, and soccer too. Soccer now is, anytime soccer's on, I can watch it. I have the Premier League thing for, what's that?
Spit it out.
Peacock.
Today, Junior.
Hey, Junior, today. Spit it out, Junior. Peacock. You could watch the Premier games from the previous week, and I do that a lot. I'll just put it on for background noise and then look up and watch them. And I never thought I would say that, but I enjoy it thoroughly now.
Hell, for the last 2 years, I don't think I've watched much football. I used to be like Sunday and Monday, plastered in front of the fucking TV. Not so much.
Yeah, Jeff. I can't even watch the Tigers because Volley Sports, when you turn on Volley Sports for Infinity or Xfinity or whatever the heck it is, it just gives you a QR code and tells you you're going to get money back because they offered Volley's money to televise the Tigers game, and they told them no, so I don't even get to watch Tigers game. It sucks. They were on FS1 the other night.
Doggo.
She's tired. She wants to go to bed.
Dad.
Yep.
Dad.
I'm the same way.
If I buy the Major League Baseball package, will that be
Blacked out, sure.
Yeah, will it be blacked out because I'm in that area? But because I don't get it on my TV, yeah, I'd watch the Pirates, to be honest, even though they could get their heads kicked in. I watched a game against the Cubs where Skeens pitched, and that was pretty good.
All right.
That stadium went nuts for him. It was nice to see. I haven't had that feeling in Pittsburgh since we made that little run in the playoffs a couple years back. And not really since like the late 80s, early 90s with Bonds, Bonilla, Van Slyke, those guys. We just haven't been able to put a team.
Spanky.
Yeah, Mike LaValliere. I loved him. Don Slott.
Jeff King, Jay Bell.
Yep. Jeff King, who hated baseball, basically was working, getting paid all that money so he could buy a farm and retire as soon as possible. They said he hated playing baseball. He was so good at it, but Jay Bell was amazing. He was so good at defensively. Chico leaned.
Sid Bream.
Sid Bream broke our hearts. He went to Atlanta and beat us. He was out.
108-105, Dallas wins. That's the Timberwolves I know. That's why the other night when that game was on, I saw the score at halftime, and I saw them Denver up by 20, and then it must have been like 3 minutes left in the fourth, and Minnesota was up by 10. And I'm like, ESPN, are you wrong? This can't be right.
Now that I kept checking the score here and there, but that game was close. I mean, throughout, going back and forth, Minnesota would be up by 5 or whatever. Dallas would come back, be up by 4. It looked to be a good game, based on how frequently I was checking Google. So.
Let's see, Jeff, what those run now. PSA 10, $138.
It is what it is.
Yep, PSA 10, 180. PSA 9, 75. Raw, $50.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there are situations in which sometimes the hype actually causes issues.
Well, we'll see what Bedard has in the Jets next year. I'm sure he'll win the Calder this year. That's
who would be his competition?
Huh?
Who would be his competition?
Brock Faber.
Yep.
Defenseman for the Wild.
He's good, but there's no defenseman's going to win the Calder over him. And then next year we'll see what they draft. Sharks had the number 1 pick.
Macklin, Scalabrini or whatever.
Yeah, Celebrini. Still waiting to see what they're going to do with the Pittsburgh kid they drafted in the first round. He did well this year. I can't think of his name. Squirrel. But
do a data dump of shit that you don't need to remember. So
yeah, I know.
Stuff
like
that's
Al Bundy. Can't even think of his daughter's name. Kelly. She was for that game show. She answered everything right to the last thing. Who scored four touchdowns for Polk High in 1977? It was her dad, and she couldn't remember because that's the one thing she let out the gate. To remember one more answer.
Yeah. Shit happens, right?
Well, 2026, Pittsburgh gets the draft, so that should be good. Who has it next year? Vegas?
Packers.
Packers?
Green Bay's got it.
Did Detroit end up beating a record for attendance?
I think so.
Probably.
That I looked at Waze one day. We were going that weekend to a game, and if you went this way, you went to Detroit, and if you went this way, you were going wherever we were going. And I just remember every line was red. Expected time in traffic 38 minutes to go like 1,000 yards. It was just like bumper to bumper. You just saw the traffic.
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
That makes no sense, Jeff.
Gary Bettman needs to retire. He needs to go away. If that's his brilliant idea, that dude. I don't know who's hated more, him or the dude from the NFL. It's just disastrous, guys.
Tagliabue?
Yeah, Paul Tagliabue.
That's a little prior there, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, Bart Giamatti.
Yeah.
Yes, that guy. Yeah, him.
I can't even think of the guy I'm thinking about from baseball that went to the Hall of Fame, and he burned all the guys in the steroid era when they saved baseball.
Bud Selig.
Bud Selig. God, I hate that guy. I don't hate him. I dislike him highly for letting those guys burn like that.
You dislike him immensely.
Immensely, yeah. Hate's a strong word because I wouldn't want anything to. I just like to tell him, why did you let those dudes burn? Because those are the guys that went there, and then they made like Rafael Palmeiro.
Palmeiro did it to himself.
Huh?
I said Palmeiro did it to himself.
Yeah, he fried it.
That was just stupid.
And then the only honest guy was Canseco, and he's like, "Yeah, I juiced. I even wrote a book about it."
It's be like, no trick, Jose.
He was a good ball player, and I don't know. Like I said, it just they wanted the long ball, and they got the long ball. Look at what Brady Anderson was. It Brady Anderson from the Orioles? Yep. That 1 year, he just
50 something.
He stroked the ball, and then poof.
Yeah, Brady Anderson, who never hit 51 home runs combined in 7 or 8 years of baseball, all of a sudden it's like.
Brett Boone was another guy who got away with that. Nobody ever talks about. Him with Seattle was crazy.
He had, 44, 46 1 year?
It was a lot as a second baseman.
Yeah.
It was great having him in fantasy.
Chris Sabo, yeah, till he got his cork bat.
I remember that.
I was watching the game live when Sammy's corked bat exploded.
Yep. quickly trying to shuffle that off the fucking field.
Yipper.
That's a good statement, Jeff. I was about to say John Morris. Gary Bettman is both the best and worst thing to happen to the NHL. He did do some good stuff.
Well, his name is John, so you weren't wrong. John Jeffrey. Can we start calling you JJ, Jeff? Just kidding. Just kidding. You will always be Jeff to us, regardless. Anybody else have any final statements?
We didn't grind a lot of gears.
No, because somehow, shape, form, or fashion, we always find ways to kind of
go off topic.
Lessen the blow.
Yeah.
Somehow, we'll throw
I'll allow it.
We'll throw the intermediate jabs from time to time, like we always do.
I hope we make it through the holiday weekend without a tornado warning. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
I cut the grass today because we're supposed to get torrential downpours on Saturday and Sunday. So I always worry. Ever since I moved to the Midwest, I'm like, what's that siren noise? It was the first Saturday I was here. I'm like, it's 1:00. I said, are they testing a fire thing? Because like coming from a small town in Pennsylvania at 1 p.m. every Saturday, they used to test the fire thing down the street, the fire station. The town fire hall was right there. And like clockwork, 1:00 every Saturday, boom. So the first time I heard it, it's the first Saturday of every month in Michigan. So they test the thing, and it's like, I'm like, what is that, pray tell? And they're like, oh, that's the tornado warnings. I'm like, I thought those were mythological. Apparently so.
They test them here the first Wednesday of every month.
Yeah, emergency alert system or whatever.
Yep. And the sad thing is, and this was fucking years ago, where I used to work, one of the sirens was like you could walk out to the dock and look to the left, and you could see the fucking one of the sirens. and it happened to be the first Wednesday of the month at 1 p.m. The sirens went off, and we're like, "Oh, it's that time again." So everybody's looking, checking the time. Problem is, there was a tornado like freaking 7 miles from the office that had touched down.
Wow.
Like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, same here, Jeff. First Saturday every month here.
So, and there,
But
The more
Jeff, I'm going to
rush-
try to come up in November. My buddy, me, C, and his youngest boy probably come up Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday. It's not going to be the long trip that I wanted because it's just not going to be, but at least come up for Friday and Saturday, go home Sunday, try to get them good deals only. It's about a 4-hour drive. So that's the plan. I really want to come up there and experience Expo.
as do I.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the cards this year.
No. Well, the 7th, 8th, and 9th is the Detroit Sports Spectacular. That's our version of the Chicago one. The 7th, there's a pro game I got to handle because I was asked to step up to do some stuff for that game.
Free of charge.
And then National now, C's got a camp that week, and she got selected to do this thing for school, like 3 kids out of the whole school. So I can't deny her for doing that. And the soccer camp, that's her thing. So no national. And so my last thing and chance is I talked to my buddy and he's like, that'd be cool. It's after the pro season. And I'm like, I really want to go. So I'm going to start saving next month and try to get up there. That's really there's 2 cards I'm looking for, and I hope I find them there.
Flurry Young Guns and a Justin Jefferson case hit.
His flawless to 5 is what I'm really hunting for, Dave.
Okay.
I have
My whole interest has nothing to do with cards at all. At least not for Expo.
You bullshit.
Well, I got the flawless last year, the 101. My first true 101. The other one was a printing plate. So that's been I think that's the biggest card I ever got. It's freaking gorgeous. I looked at it today. It's beautiful.
What's the size of the card?
Hey, it's a Game Gear card, Dave. It's a Game Gear card. But there's two cards I'm looking for that I really, really want. And if I get those 2, I don't know. I've been thinking about the Lemieux collections. More stuff comes out every year, and I sit there and I grab it. Like out of Trilogy just came out, 23-24. There was Generations, which has a card, and then it has like 4 parallels. So there's 5 of those. Then they have the Triumvirate. Trivium, something like that. It's Yager, Lemieux.
Triumvirate.
No, it's Hold on.
Trivium is a band.
Hold on to what?
Hold that.
Trifecta.
It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not.
Trivium. Trivium. Trivium.
That's a band.
Well,
It
it's
is.
also the name of a card. Apparently, Billy Cilio liked it.
Maybe
So
Billy really likes the band. Maybe we should get him on here and ask him why he named that.
can't always be as good as Basura, but so that's the card. Then there's a number to 49 gold version, and then I think there's a 101 or a to 5 that's black.
And that's like the glass too, because I think I've seen there was Brodeur's got like a leak and somebody else on it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's a modern one with I think Malcolm Crosby and somebody else, but
probably Fleury.
It's getting to the point where, yeah, I do take Trivium. I don't have cholesterol, but I probably take Trivium for other things. It's getting to the point where I don't know what I want anymore. Like there's no older cards that really jump out at me, and I'm like, I don't want to buy Lemieux cards just to buy Lemieux cards, and so I really want to start going through my stuff, looking at it, and saying, okay, what's left? So, yeah, that's a good one, Jeff. Talk to your doctor about if Trivium is correct for you. I love these guys. Thank you, boys. This has been the best week since my little trip to the hospital. I feel like old Vinny, my normal asshole self.
Well, you are old, so.
Well, don't take Trivium if you're breastfeeding or about to become pregnant.
If that happens, Vinny's rich and hey Vinny, buy me this. Hey Vinny, buy me this.
What cards do you want? You need those clay cards back, Michael? Let's take care of that for you. Hi, Vinny. Trivia has changed my life.
If we see Vinny breastfeeding something, that's going to be. I mean, I know Peter Griffin tried that on Family Guy, but to see that at the National, that would be.
That's something you will never see at the National. That's one thing I can guarantee. And also, Vinny won't smell. And Vinny will not be the same weight as his fat ass was at the last one. Those things I'm hoping to guarantee you. The first one's a guarantee. The second one, I'm hoping to keep it that way. Because this is a 3X, and it's like a tent right now. So my doctor goes to me, he goes, "Did you try to lose the weight? Or are you dying?" I'm like, "Well, that's one way to put it." He goes, "How's your liver?" Your liver
from cup A, maybe a little from cup B.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's pretty much my life.
So Vinny's not going to be wearing the Mannery gland.
Yes, there's another thing. Shorzy debuts next week in Canada, but I can't get it on Hulu until June. So,
well, June's not that far away. June's next week, so
yeah, true. June 21st, I believe. So I will definitely be anticipating. I watched season 1 about 30 times. I watched season 2 about 15 times. Season 2 just didn't give me the warm and fuzzies. Now, season 3, I've seen some previews and it looks friggin' hysterical. So season 1 it's hard to repeat gold twice, or lightning in a bottle, as they say. But the second season was really good, but it wasn't the thing. Third nipple fade away.
Paul's giving his balls a hug as we speak.
A tug.
A hug, tug. What's the difference?
There's a big difference. If you're hugging balls, you got some problems. Giving them a tug is
tugging balls isn't much better. It's his balls. He can do whatever he wants with them.
This is true.
One should be more pleasurable than the other. Said should. Of course, and again, this is Paul we're talking about.
Where do we go from here, boys?
Wrap us up, Dave.
Next week, I don't know. It might be Wednesday. Depends on the games tomorrow. Because if they go 1-1, it's double a limb. I don't know how they're going to do against the first team. We lost to them 17-7 a couple Fridays ago, but we didn't have the normal starting pitcher in there. So we had several games that week. So give her a break, and we'll see how it goes. We lose and we win next Tuesday in Cloquet, which is down by Duluth. So more than likely next Wednesday, we'll just probably market that. Not have to worry about anything and go from there. And Stu, what's going on? Scott?
Yes, I didn't make it. I even sent Ryan a text, and I was like, too much shit going on. I couldn't remember if it was Friday or Saturday that he was going to be there. And I mean, he was only there for, I think, 2 or 3 hours. Tell him, I was like, I know it sucks. Still sucks that I missed you. Too much other shit going on. So
I just can't wait till school's over and soccer's. I think we have 2 soccer games left for Cease, and then tryouts start next week. So it's going to be till the 9th of June. It's just going to be.
Till 2029, it's just going to be.
Yeah, Cease graduates 2030. Yeah, 2030.
Exactly.
Bach.
2030.
Eagles Nest 2024. Sorry.
Yeah. Dave gave new meaning to the eagle has landed.
Hashtag facts. God, I still wish we could fucking post that. Speaking of which, have you figured out how to, like, at least get it somewhere so, like, we can go watch it?
I think you can upload it and have it private.
Private or unlisted, one of the two.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one is the best way to go.
At some point when there's free moments, which are few and far between, I'll try to figure that out.
And I'm guessing it's, well, shit, yeah, because you recorded for almost an hour. It's too big to even send via Facebook Messenger, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, because I've been dying to watch it because there was some shenanigans.
We were in rare form. That's us. IRP after hours.
We'd definitely be banned then.
We would. Just the shit that comes out of my mouth would cause us to be banned.
No. No. Be a combination of anything and everything. Like they haven't come up with a rating for that.
IRP pillow talk.
All right, Dave, wrap us up
Next
before
Wednesday.
Michael falls asleep.
Thank
I got
y'all.
you.
Thank you all for. Don't become Ed Bird Part 2. commenting that always helps. Remember, what is it, another week or so for the poll? If anybody,
it's pretty much like,
yeah,
I'd be surprised if there would be a takeover of
anything.
where it's currently at. So, I mean, we can let it go another week in the event that somebody still wants to vote, but I just don't foresee anything overtaking 99EX. So
So if you get a chance and you haven't done that, vote. If not, that's all right too. It appears that we've got a winner. Just make it official.
have a good one, Jeff.
Yeah. Take care, Jeff. Baz.
As
Other
Jeff.
Jeff. Baz. Jeff. Thank you for Michael coming on here and struggling through more fun. Being out of your basement, so it's always a plus.
And a very nice lamp.
Very much so. Yeah.
I like that.
Hobby Lobby.
There's a lot of good stuff there. A lot.
That and Home Goods. My old lady or I shouldn't say my old lady. She might be still up. My wife likes those places.
For Michael, for Vincenzo, for Steve, I'm Dave. This has been the IRP. Remember, collecting cards, wonderful hobby. The friendships you forge along the way, that's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
All right.